Welcome everyone to today's video. My name is Dimitar from the Dimitar Boulay Piano Duo. And today I got an order from Elvira that I had to shoot a video on Mendelssohn, Songs Without Words. It's going to be one song without words, Opus 38, number 2. We got a request. Elvira told me that we got a request by somebody to make a little video about this piece with tips. And so what can I do? I have to do it now. So the piece sounds something like that, for those of you who don't know. Perhaps it's quite obvious to you when you play it, or maybe not, I don't know. But to me, when I'm going to play this piece, and if I imagine teaching somebody, I know what's going to come as one of the most important things that you have to work on, and that's the accompaniment. As you've noticed, this is an accompaniment. First, this is the melody, and then you have the accompaniment, melody, accompaniment, melody, accompaniment. As you can see, that's syncopated, right? It comes as a 16th note. The accompaniment comes as a 16th note, not on a downbeat, but on an upbeat. And that's quite challenging because if, let's say from the very beginning of the video, if you play too heavy, the accompaniment, it's going to sound not as good. So you're going to have... constantly, and that's going to make the piece sound very heavy. What you want to accomplish is to play the accompaniment soft. Let's count at the end, until the end of the video, how many times I'm going to say accompaniment. As you can hear, that's going to make it sound very light. It's going to make it sound very beautiful. It's going to give it movement towards the next bar and the next bar and the next bar, and that's how you're going to create a long line. But how do you accomplish that? So that's going to be probably one of the biggest problems. The first thing I would do is to see if you can make a big contrast between the melody and the bass. And what's another word for accompaniment?
I don't have one for you.
And for the
less important part?
And for the one that we're not allowed to mention. How was it in Harry Potter?
He who must not be named, I think. I forgot.
So you have to create as big of a difference as possible in this exercise between the melody, the bass, and the one that will... and the A, that's how I'm going to call it. So we have some variety. Instead of the accompaniment, the A. The A has to be really soft. So what I would recommend that you do is this exercise, and it's going to make a big difference. Instead of playing everything on time, instead of playing even with metronome, because we often say that those things are important, play like this. Take the time, as soft as possible. Then melody, very bright, and then accompaniment soft, bright, and try to hear all the notes. Why do I say hear all the notes? Because if you don't, later when you play, you will have empty sound. It will not sound as good if you don't play all your notes. Patient. You see how much time I take, and if you're not satisfied, repeat that beat. Take all the time you need. No, here I'm not completely satisfied. And so you don't fall asleep, I will stop here. Continue like this for the rest of the piece. be very patient and create this big gap, big contrast between melody and A. Now I know what's going to happen. Most of you are going to ignore this, and you after one bar you're already going to play fast. Well, guess what? You are going to need another lesson from somebody else that's going to tell you the same thing. Just take it easy. Almost everybody is impatient. Almost everybody wants quick results. That's not gonna happen. The next thing that you can do, a great exercise. We talked with Elvira before the video about it, and she had absolutely the same idea. We agree 100% on that. Practice on the upbeat only, the accompaniment. So you can do this with metronome or without a metronome. And I will demonstrate now without a metronome. What you can do is just this. And to be precise, I have to do it with the right fingering. Now, what is this going to accomplish? So I can't stress enough how important it is to do it with the right fingering, because I did it a couple of times with random fingering, but I've never played the piece. If I were to practice this piece seriously, I'm definitely going to use the right fingering, because there is no, the whole purpose is defeated if you just do it with random fingering. You're not going to play it after that with that same fingering. So that's going to accomplish that you have an absolute control over the A, over how you're going to repeat those notes, because you play them one after another, and you are going to strive for absolute peace and quiet and evenness in the notes. If some of them pops up as in sound, that means that you don't have enough control. Now, if you do that with a metronome, it's going to be also incredibly useful for those of you who have problem with rhythm, because then you have to be very consistent. The metronome is going to have the tick, and you're going to play after the tick. So you have to be very regular, very even, and you're going to have to maintain this pace that the metronome offers you. If you are able to do that, I would recommend that perhaps it could be very difficult with metronome at first. You can do it without, but then put the metronome extremely slow, so you have enough time to play the notes. Make sure that you have really soft sound. Make sure that you play the accompaniment as something secondary, which it is, and make sure that every following note has almost, if possible, the same kind of quality sound, the same softness, the same evenness. And you will notice that later when you add the melody and the bass, you're going to be able to control those notes much more. Anyway, if it doesn't work, just choose another piece. And guys, if you're at the level of playing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and you're trying to play this piece, please reconsider. Go back to your pieces and build your way to this piece, because there are way too many people who are trying to do that. And I'm not trying to discourage it, but you don't want to feel bad about your playing. Make sure that you build. I think it's wonderful that you have goals as pieces like this, and I would really try to get, like, I would say don't quit on that, but combine it with building your level, so you don't have that you have a good foundation, so you feel comfortable when you're playing a piece like this, because otherwise you might get the wrong idea that you're not able to do that is never going to work, and that's not the case. It's going to work, but also you're going to be much quicker and much better at learning new pieces if you fill in, if you like, make your foundation more substantial. Anyway, if you happen to have any more questions, as always, about this or any other piece, always send us a comment below. Don't forget to join us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, what the hell are you still doing not subscribing? Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Yeah, for me, recording this video for you, as always, was a great pleasure. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next week again.